Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
Hello and welcome to the 20th Annual National Indigenous Tertiary Education Student Games. Bit of a mouthful, but we've got the touch football final here on Bar TV, and it's Newcastle Uni taking on the University of Western Sydney. Two unis, which I would say are probably a couple of the best at touch football in the state. So University of Western Sydney with the ball at the moment. We'll see. This competition has two in the touch football and in all competitions apart from the volleyball, as University of Western Sydney go down that far side. 2 12-minute halves. So we're eating away at that. So just over a minute, almost 90 seconds gone, and it's 0-0. So we'll see if University of Western Sydney can get over the line. They've finished their 6 touches, and University of Newcastle will go on the attack. Yeah, so the National Tertiary Indigenous Games started here in Newcastle actually 20 years ago, with 13 students undertaking a class project within the Diploma of Aboriginal Studies at Wallatuka, which is the Aboriginal Institute here at, or the Indigenous Institute here at Newcastle Uni. And here goes University of Western Sydney. He's not going to put it down. He is now. And University of Western Sydney get the first try of this one, and they lead Newcastle Uni by 1-0. So yeah, 20 years ago, started here in Newcastle, and in 20 years, it's come a long way. So the winning uni last year, University of Western Australia was the host, and they won it. University of Western Sydney were the host in 2013, and University of Western Australia won it again that year. So they've won it the last 2 years. James Cook University in Kansas won it. University of Western Australia again in 08 and 09. University of Melbourne. So a lot of these big universities have won the whole competition. Newcastle Uni last winning it. The only time they won it was back in 2006, and that was when it was played at Griffith. So that's that is the story of the National Youth Indigenous Tertiary Games. University of Western Sydney again. So it's a mixed competition. That's the format. A mixed competition, so 3 boys and 3 girls on each team, or 4 each side. And that is the same for each sport we'll be having this afternoon. We've got basketball, volleyball, and netball all coming up here this afternoon on Bar TV. So it's going to be a big afternoon of sport from the University of Newcastle. As Newcastle Uni spinning it out to the left on this near side now. Goes down low as he got the ball down. Assistant referee says try. So Newcastle Uni have got a try as well. And it's all locked up now after 4.5 minutes. University of Newcastle 1, University of Western Sydney 1. Don't know the nickname of University of Western Sydney. University of Newcastle is the Seahorses. I'll have to find that out. We've also been told, we were having a chat to one of the University of Western Sydney players before this game, and he was saying that it's a serious social event. It's not a very serious sporting event. So it's interesting take on things this week. They've had a lot of social events. University of Western Sydney slides through again. Nice evasive skills there by the number 1 from University of Western Sydney. So he goes over, and they get a try immediately back and lead University of Newcastle by 2-1. And just going back to that, so on Monday, the basketball was played at Broadmeadow. Tuesday, the netball was at the Forum, and on Wednesday, the volleyball was at Broadmeadow Basketball Stadium. So a few different events, and then today the touch football and the finals of those other events, the basketball, netball, and the volleyball. So we are really looking forward to bringing that all to you. And of course those rules, so 2 12-minute halves and a 1-minute half time. And for the volleyball, it's just first to 30 and first to 30 points. So we'll see how that goes as we go along here on Bar TV. Next week, I'm pretty sure Bar TV are heading off, or we are heading off to Wagga Wagga. I won't be there, but a few of the other guys are heading down to Wagga Wagga for the Eastern Uni Games. Is that right? Yep. I'll just hand over to Josh here. He'll tell you a bit about it.
So 3 events next week in the Uni Game schedule. So there's the Eastern Uni Games, which is in Wagga Wagga, the Northern University Games, which is in Toowoomba, and also the Southern Uni Games, which is in Adelaide. So 3 separate sites. Live streams will be on from Wednesday through to Thursday. So I think it's 12 events in total, Ben. So plenty of action, mate. Volleyball through to futsal through to ultimate frisbee.
Well, I'm looking forward to helping you guys with the coverage in later years. Unfortunately, I've got HSC this year, so it's a bit of a pain. I have to spend lots of time doing some study. But no, that should be great fun. All those different sports. It's a great thing about these events. You get so many different sports that you don't usually see. So we're going up over the 7-minute mark. University of Western Sydney, the visitors taking on the home side, University of Newcastle. So the maroon team from University of Newcastle, they beat the white team in the quarterfinals. Just holding it up in the middle of the ground. One thing you do see in mixed here a lot is, and they've gone over in the corner, good try over there, and it's all locked up at 2-2 again. So for the second time, they've come from a try down to level it up, University of Newcastle. One thing you don't see a lot in mixed at lower levels of mixed touch is sometimes the boys try to keep a lot of possession between themselves. But what I am noticing, as you get higher up, the more involvement that you have with your girls in the match, the better you do as a result. And that's great to see, because those lower quality matches, you see the boys try to do it all themselves. But as you saw there from University of Newcastle, the girl went over in the corner. Unfortunately, I don't have team sheets, so I can't go through any names. But in those round matches and quarterfinals, the sides that don't use their girls as well as they should don't seem to get through. So University of Newcastle very much spreading it out as they go up the middle of the ground, driving it through the middle, and looks like there may have been a no touch there. So penalty going the way of University of Western Sydney as we close in on half time. And ball goes to ground. So University of Newcastle a chance to go on the attack now. So semi-final this one, semi-final number 2. The other semi-final on the other field currently. I'll have to check which teams are playing out there, and the 2 winners will be going through to the grand final, which will be here on Bar TV straight up after this. So can University of Newcastle get the lead for the first time this afternoon? It's been put down out there. And University of Western Sydney survive on that occasion. Try and consolidate here, University of Western Sydney. This number 1, he's very quick on his feet. Just got that touch there on him. If the touch wasn't made, he was away and through and probably would have scored and put University of Western Sydney back in front again. Here's some space down the side, and University of Western Sydney go over again. Referee points to the spot. 3-2 now with a minute 40 to go before halftime in this one. We're just ticking over towards the halftime break. So University of Newcastle, they're going to try and hit back here. They're down 3-2, and the ball's been put down. Spread it across to the open side now. Really good pitches coming through here on Bar TV today. We've got the National Indigenous Tertiary Games. Hopefully I've said that right. And University of Western Sydney, they led 1-0, they led 2-1, and now they lead 3-2 here at the University of Newcastle. So they spin it out, middle of the ground. University of Western Sydney is a strong breeding ground for rugby league, definitely. And touch footy, combining with, here we go to touch pass going against University of Western Sydney. Newcastle get the penalty, but it's not going to matter too much, I don't think, now that there's only about 18 seconds to go before half-time. But yeah, Western Sydney, a strong breeding ground for rugby league and touch football, who teamed up with the NRL recently. So that's great news for Touch Football Australia to team up with the NRL, and gives them a lot greater media coverage and advertisement. We've had the whistle go in the background, and University of Newcastle have gone over, have they? Last play of the half. Referee just checking if a touch has been made. Assistant says no problem. And it's all locked up at 3-3 at halftime, which I think is a fair reflection of the first half. Each side getting, making the most of their opportunities. And at halftime here at the University Sporting Oval, it's University of Newcastle 3, University of Western Sydney 3 after the first half. We'll have a minute break, and then we'll be back on the other side of this. Audio still on? Yeah. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Real guys, real sport. Bar TV.
So we're underway in the second half. University of Newcastle first use of the ball. So they've got a real advantage going to the second half, having the ball first up. 3-3 at half time. And we'll see what they can do. Oh, it goes close there. Right on the line, and they're over. That white line, it's very deceiving. University of Newcastle get the lead, and they now lead 4-3. 4 tries to 3 now, University of Newcastle over University of Western Sydney. They run it back to halfway quickly. That black line, those white lines, very, very deceiving for the for both sides. Interesting here at Uni. A lot of sports played out here on the back ovals. University of Western Sydney, they haven't been behind in the game so far, so we'll see what they can do to respond. Ball goes down. Maybe they're just feeling the pressure a little bit. I'm up here with Jack, who's got the camera, and just as I say that, University of Newcastle are away. Great touch. Great sprinting back there. The number one, he's probably been the standout for University of Western Sydney. Did a great job to backtrack and get back. No replay machine, so I didn't actually see what happened there. You can go back and just scroll back and have a look as stepping back of his left and right. Across to that far side, there's a lot of defenders out there, so University of Newcastle just running out of numbers. I'll have to come back to Jack in a sec. We bring it across to the open side, University of Newcastle. Semi-final number 2. University of Western Sydney, University of Newcastle. University of Newcastle in the maroon. University of Western Sydney in the white. Here's the last touch. So dummy half, lovely ball, and she spilled it. Just with the line right there. It's been put down, and it is a handover. A handover it's going to be to University of Western Sydney. So with just under 10 minutes to go in this one, it's the number 1 going through. It's 4-3, University of Newcastle leading Uni of Western Sydney. And Jack, it couldn't be a better day for the Newcastle.
It certainly couldn't, Ben. Newcastle's put a wonderful day on. It's been a wonderful 4 days here at the Indigenous Uni Games, and obviously the 3 remaining finals coming out this afternoon. It's going to be a cracking afternoon.
It's just amazing to be out here. There is not a cloud in the sky at all. It is just absolutely perfect, picture perfect. Lovely backdrop, trees and a nice river in the background. As at University of Western Sydney, have they gone over? Yes, I think they have. Assistant referee says all clear. Referee awards the try, and it is 4-all. You know what I'm getting excited about, Jack? I'm getting excited about there could be a drop-off in this game, and there is nothing more exciting in touch footy than a drop-off. Yeah, all good. I'll come down. I like to get excited down. So University of Newcastle go over. They lead by 5-4 now. We've got about 8 minutes to go in this one. So University of Western Sydney, this is a strange game. University of Western Sydney led 1-0, 2-1, 3-1. Conceded right on half time. Conceded right on half time, and University of Western Sydney go over. I saw the ball get thrown back towards halfway. I'm going, what's going on here? So 5-all, University of Newcastle, University of Western Sydney, and the strangeness of this game continues in my eyes. So 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, University of Western Sydney led, conceded on half time. Then, second half, University of Newcastle led 4-3, 5-4. And University of Western Sydney have levelled it up at 5-all. And as I was speaking to Jack up there, we had some problems with the other mic. So I was just speaking about how exciting it's going to be if we get a drop-off. That is a great thing to watch in touch footy, where you lose players every few minutes. So it's very good to watch. It's University of Western Sydney. He gave it back. Very good acrobatic effort. The referee doesn't look convinced. So it's going to be played as the touch. And they'll bring it out to the open side. Goes back. As I said earlier in the first half, both these sides cutting back. They're over University of Western Sydney. Great try. And it is now 6-5. University of Western Sydney leading University of Newcastle. A very much a tit-tat affair, this one, so they get the lead. For the first time since half-time, when they had a 3-2 advantage just before the break. It was locked up at 3-all, so can University of Newcastle reply here? Lock it all up again. The defence really tiring in the second half. We only had 6 tries in 12 minutes in the first half. We've got another penalty to University of Western Sydney for a touch pass. Time off. And sent the back for the penalty there, the touch pass. As he trying to double over. Nice little work there. Spinning around. And they go across to the wing. She's away down that far side. And it's going to be a touch over there. Late in the set for University of Western Sydney. As you can see, big crowd there behind the play the ball. Other semi-final on the far field. The final coming up straight after this. So whoever gets the job done in this will take on the winner of the other semi-final to see who will be crowned the champions of the touch footy. And then all the different universities are added up together. All the performances, they're over again. University of Western Sydney. Has it been awarded? No, it hasn't. So it's been called as a touch. So no try for UWS. And it's still 6-5 in favour of the Western Sydney-based university. So University of Newcastle, they've got all the work to do at the moment. They've got to get back into the game. They've done it 3 times already, come from behind. In this one, he's through again. They're over again, University of Newcastle. It's locked up at 6-all. The home team has levelled it up. And it's all 6-all. Set almost 8 minutes gone in the second half of this one. Short passes around the ruck, so it's always tough when you're coming out of your when you're trying to defend after you have scored the try. The tap from halfway. Very small field here at for this competition here at the Uni of Newcastle. A lot smaller than what you normally see at with the touch footy. We've got another penalty, have we? Hands in the ruck, I think, that one for. And he goes low. I think there was a touch made in the end. So getting a little bit heated out there. Bit of feeling in this one. I was saying before it was a relaxed sporting event, but I'm pretty sure at this point in time, when it's all level, you want to get the job done. Oh, nice. Has he put the ball down? And the referee says no, the touch was made, so late on in the count for UWS. Oh, knocked down. Gee, if he didn't get his hand in the way, it was try time for University of Western Sydney out to the left. You want a new WS here today. And the ball's been spilled by the dummy half, so throws it away, and there's the penalty for throwing the ball away. From the number 19, she dropped the ball and threw it away in disgust. And that's not allowed to do that in touch footy, and the penalty went the way of University of Newcastle. So a chance for them to get themselves in front with just over 2 minutes left on the clock. They bring it out to this near or right side for them. Goes the short side, but they're going to hold it up and go back to the middle. So we're 2 minutes away from a drop-off if it stays level. So a little knock-on in the play the ball. The referee didn't call it, and that's 5 and last. Well, she's played the ball way too early, and the referee said half's caught. Dummy half cannot be caught with the ball. And now they've turned it over. Well, that's the biggest cheer we've heard all day. University of Western Sydney maybe just feeling it a little bit out there fitness-wise. Both sides would be. And the ball went down. So University of Newcastle will have a chance to win it if they don't spill the ball in this set. Is there a knock-on? Yep. I don't know why the University of Newcastle dummy half didn't pick it up there. He was trying to get a penalty for being all over the ball. Here's this number 1 again, gets it out wide. There's some space for University of Western Sydney. There's just under 90 seconds to go now. As we tick down towards full time. Wouldn't it be great here on Bar TV to see some extra time in the semi-final? Ball over the top. Has it been intercepted? They've both caught it at the same time, and they've called it as the intercept. So University of Newcastle with a chance now to win it. If they can, it will be the biggest cheer of the day for the home side. Here they come. They last won the games, University of Newcastle, overall in 2006. So to get through to the final, of course, those the winning university overall is added up over the 4 sports: basketball, netball, volleyball, touch footy. So getting to the final in the touch footy would help a lot for University of Newcastle. He's through. They're over University of Newcastle. They've won it in the last 30 seconds. And unless University of Western Sydney can pull off a miracle, the home team is going to go through to the final. But they're making substitutions, University of Newcastle. He's away down the left-hand side. Can they get a try? He's almost through. Just a touch. Last gasp effort there. This will be the last play of the game. They bring it back. The hooter hasn't gone yet. But it'll probably go any minute. That's my little alarm. So by my watch, it's all over. There's the alarm. So this is the last play. Is it the home side? It's going to go through. The touch is made. University of Newcastle are through in an absolute nail-biter and a thriller. It was 7 tries to 6, University of Newcastle over University of Western Sydney. I think you could say out there today, either side could have won that one. It was just that University of Newcastle got over the line just before the clock expired. And they win 7 tries to 6. And if that is any indication of what we're going to get for the rest of the afternoon, we are in for a real treat. So, Josh, what do you think of that? That was an awesome game.
An absolute cracker, high pace. And like you said, everyone getting involved. So both genders ripping in, tries end-to-end. It was really 1 for 1. And Newcastle just getting lucky. A couple of late penalties and then a really good try to finish off with only 15 seconds to go. So locked it away. Now they've got 1 to go. And we'll see who they're playing pretty soon. Looks like that game's just finished. So we'll come back. I'll throw it back to Ben. And we'll be back with the final shortly.
Yeah, the grand final coming up. If you're a Newcastle fan, stick around. We haven't had much success lately. The Jets were a wooden spoon. The Knights are second last. I'm trying to think of another local side that's struggling, but you're probably pretty depressed if you're a Newcastle sports fan at the moment. So University of Newcastle are doing you proud here. Here in the Indigenous Tertiary Uni Games, the National Indigenous Tertiary Uni Games. University of Western Sydney, University of Western Australia won it last year at home. Can University of Newcastle win overall for the first time since 2006? We'll be back for the final of the touch football, but there's still plenty more to come. Basketball, netball and volleyball later on this afternoon. So we'll be back in a little bit for the final. It was University of Newcastle who will be there. We'll be back in just a sec.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
So we're here for the final. It's University of Newcastle taking on University of Sydney. Doesn't get much bigger than this. So the touch football grand final here on Bar TV live from the University of Newcastle. What a picture it is today. It's there's the new siren. They actually ran out of gas in the regular siren, so they've had to put on the voice siren into the loudspeaker. So it's all going well here. Very funny stuff on this afternoon. Big crowd in for the final of the touch football. There's a massive long ball. I don't know who he was throwing that one to. I think he was throwing it to the touch judge. There was no University of Sydney players out there. And you can catch our interview with, Jack did an interview with the number 4 out there, who I believe may have thrown that long ball. He had a chat to Bar TV before, Jack, our cameraman, so you can catch that one on Bar TV later on today. Very funny, University of Sydney. So, unfortunately for Newcastle fans, they're the enemy this afternoon. I spoke about in the semi-final. Here come University of Newcastle as he threw his dummy half. He has to flick it out the back. Are they over? I think the touch judge is saying he got touched. Or she got touched, I'm sorry. So that's what it's been called as. They've done an injury out there, the Newcastle Uni player. He's not on screen. He's just limping back. Now at the back there, he is going down the middle. So that's a problem for the Uni of Newcastle. Derek, the organiser, playing for University of Newcastle. He's not out there at the moment. He's on the bench. His ball back on the inside has been spilled. Aaron Percival as well, number 7 for University of Newcastle, helping Derek out with the organisation. So he may be the man that's just... No, that's number 18, the one that's got injured. So Derek looks like he's about to come on. Aaron Percival as well, so number 7 for Newcastle Uni. They've done a great job this week organising the games. National Tertiary Uni games. There he is, Derek on the back. Looks like he's just out the back. Maybe making a change here in Newcastle. He's not going to come on. He's gone. There's Newcastle Uni coming up the middle of the ground now. So penalty goes their way. Check what it was for. I think it was for inside the 10 there for University of Sydney. The semi-final that we had before this, that was an awesome showdown. University of Western Sydney and University of Newcastle. They got numbers out here to this short side. Don't decide to take it on. Yeah, the semi-final was a tit-tat affair. 7-6. University of Newcastle won. They're on the outside. Tries to cut back. Can't get over the line. Very, very close here. University of Newcastle to opening the scoring in the final. We had 13 tries in the Newcastle Uni semi. 7 in the second and 6 in the first half. As he goes wide, it's been spilt. Just with the line wide open, it's gone down. And now she's caught one in the back of the head. That would have looked good on Bar TV. It looks right down, right up there close. Would have got a feeling of how much that would have hurt. Ball in the head. Yeah, Falcon, yeah. Here's the number 4. He's probably University of Sydney's best player. They've spilled it again out wide, so see if University of Newcastle can make them pay. Both sides seem pretty nervous out there in the opening moments of the half. So this is the National Tertiary Indigenous University Games, or tertiary being university. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it is a great event. Started in 1996 here in Newcastle. Step and a dummy, and here they come, bringing it to the open side, this near side. Closest to the camera, back on the inside, some space up the middle. Playing very short around the ruck, touch football. Does he get the ball down? The touch has been made. As you know, the penalty's been given a Uni of Newcastle. Didn't get back to the line. 2 feet have to be on the line in touch football for it in defence. So coming up to make the touch. It's a very interesting sport to watch, touch football. A lot of planning goes into it. A lot of moves. A lot more than you see in rugby league these days. Rugby league very much dominated by the forwards going forward and the defence, the wrestling techniques. Touch football very much based on the attack and defence as well. Poor defence will cause you lots of problems. Here's a lovely ball back on the inside. It's Aaron Percival, of course, helping Derek out with the organisation this week. Here he's dummies. He's gone through. He's over Aaron Percival, so he goes down, and the first try in the... There he is on screen now. He looks pretty happy. And the home side get the lead. 12-minute halves today, or 12-minute halves in the touch football, basketball, and netball, and 2 12-minute halves, so 24 minutes all up. And we've got volleyball up next here on Bar TV. But if volleyball's not your thing, basketball and netball might be, and they're coming up straight after this as well. So volleyball, basketball, netball, big afternoon of sport as the sun sets here in Newcastle. It is a perfect day, not a cloud in the sky. And the grass, I went out and checked it out before the game. It was absolutely perfect. Stepping around now, number 3 for University of Sydney. And a dummy half. And they've got it down, University of Western Sydney in the corner. Has it been awarded? We'll wait and see. No try. Must have either gone down or gone over the sideline there. Fortunately, we don't have a camera in that corner. We can't see. Can't get the video ref into the action. It's going down the middle of the ground. So they're going to drive it forward here, University of Newcastle. So the winner overall of these games, just to reiterate, is there's points added up for where you place in each sport, and it's the overall university. So University of Western Australia hosted last year. They won as well. And they've won 2 years in a row. Cross now, lovely ball, they're over. University of Newcastle, well, she didn't put it over the line, and because she's put the ball on the ground, they've said that it's no try. Because she's put the ball... Now, this is what I was talking about in the semi-final. The lines are shocking. To be brutally honest, the lines are shocking because you've got a black line to score on, and the white line is the outline for, I think, the rugby field. So, which is a real problem because a lot of players have put the ball down on the black line. And if you put the ball down, that's just like a drop ball. It's a no-touch. If you put the ball down without being touched, that's a no-touch and a penalty to the opponent. So... that is a massive blow. She was through. She would have scored anyway. So a let-off for University of University of Sydney, I should say. Touch pass. It was a very late call from the referee there. But probably the right call, I think. So 1-0, a very low-scoring game, this one, compared to the semi-final. The number 1 from University of Western Sydney in the semi-final. He was an awesome player. He's stepping away. Big gangly player, number 14 from University of Newcastle. So here they come. Yuan across to the middle. There's Derek on the ball now for them. Percival in at dummy half. Tries to go over the top. Ball goes to ground. It's a penalty to Newcastle. Inside the 10. 2 feet, not on the line there. There's that black line you could see just there on camera. How hard it is. White line's like a beacon. Black line, you can hardly see it all. So... very hard to tell. There's the ball played by Percival across to the left. Derek on the ball for University of Newcastle. So plenty of space. She's going to be touched. There's dummy half court. And it's a play the ball for University of Sydney. And that's just a play the ball. No tap. No, there's no tap from a dummy half court in possession. So University of Sydney just told to go back and do it all again as we enter the final 3.5 minutes of the first half in this one today. So the grand finale in the touch footy. He's gone over the sideline, has he? He went perilously close. Tried to flick the ball back into the middle. And the ball has, I think the refs called it a touch pass, has he, over there on that far side. University of Newcastle with the ball. 3 minutes to go, first half. Action here on Bar TV.
They have aerial.
University of Newcastle 1, University of Sydney 0.
So
As
Newcastle's
they bring it
winning.
across. Percival goes down. Some of the experienced players out there for University of Newcastle. Now a little wrap around there from University of Newcastle. There's some space out here. Thrown wide to the winger. Calls from forward for University of Sydney. Referee said no, or the referee said no. There's 3 out there for this one. 2 touchies and the official in the middle. Here's Percival dumbing away, gets to the winger. University of Newcastle put it down. Assistant referee says no problems, and it's 2-0. The home side are in front. Great try out there to the number 5 in the corner. She looks pretty happy, and it's 2-0. And I'm starting to think the University of Western Sydney side, I'm not going to say it too early, but I think they may have been a bit stronger than University of Sydney from what we've seen so far. But we'll see what is still to come. University of Sydney actually won in a drop-off in their semi-final, so it was a very close affair. Very, very close affair. Their number 4 went through. Superstar, there's the ball, goes down. Just struggling to get through the University of Newcastle. Quick play, the ball there away. It's going to be 3-0 in an instant. There's the try. They make sure of it, and it is 3-0 to University of Newcastle now. They're running away with the final. And just under 2 minutes to go now in the first half. And it really could be 4-0. There was a try that should have been scored by Uni of Newcastle, but the ball was put down on the grass before the line. So here we go, University of Sydney. They're going to have to get a try in this set. You'd have to think if they want to have a chance. Although touch football, it's such a quick game, you can get back 3 tries in, I'd say, probably 5 minutes. Any more, and it gets a bit hard with the defence. But you can get it back pretty quickly in touch footy. There's the ball across now to this near side. And number 4 tries to get around the outside. He's done well, but I think he's been touched. Great touch out there. Just got him. Long ball now to the middle. Stepping back on the inside. The sun just going down. There's some space. Can they get over? It's been spilt. Line open again there, and we've got 30 seconds to go in the first half. They scored with 30 seconds to go in the first half in their semi-uni of Newcastle to make it 3-all. Can they do the same thing and make it a 4-0 advantage at half-time? Here's some space. They've got a 3-on-1, and she's put it down. Well, there was plenty of space. There was a 3-on-1 out there. Probably could have gone through the hands. In the end, the cutout pass was thrown, and that is half-time here. And it's because it's a penalty, they play it out, as they would do in rugby league. So as it's a penalty, they play the last one. So here we go. University of Western Sydney probably should be just boxed in here, and we'll go in 3-0. It's been knocked down by Uni of Newcastle, almost an intercept, and it is half-time. So University of Newcastle 3, University of Sydney 0, half-time touch football grand final in the National Indigenous Tertiary games here in Newcastle. So we have the netball, we have the basketball, and we have the volleyball coming up after this one finishes. But it's University of Newcastle. Great news for Newcastle sports fans with the lead at halftime. Action. Second half action underway. University of Newcastle first use of the ball. I don't know what happened there. Percival went down, and I'll have the advantage. It's so hard to defend a set when you're when your opponent started halfway. So when you've just scored a try or after the break, you've got to really dig deep in that first set. Here's some space. Are they going to go over? They are over. The cheering continues. It's 4-0 now. And I think my thoughts on the semi-final, the University of Western Sydney seem to have been a stronger side than University of Sydney out here today for the home team, University of Newcastle. They lead 4-0 now. So here's some space, University of Sydney. Don't discount them yet. They're over now. This is the best thing about touch football. The tries just keep piling up, and it's 4-1 now. So hold on. I think celebrations may have just been starting for University of Newcastle, but there's 11 minutes to go, and there's only 3 tries the difference. So it will be very, very interesting to see the last 11 minutes or so. Here we go. They bring it across the near side. Oh, he dummied. Oh, he's lost the ball. They're going to call the touch, the referee. They were asking, saying it was a drop ball, but no, it was lost after the touch was made. So the touch was was paid as Purcell now at the back. Plays it back on the inside. A lovely switch. Is it 5-0? It was a touch, I thought, and it has been called that way by the referee. So 4-1. Can they get themselves back into the game here? They're looking a little bit better here, University of Sydney. To the middle of the ground. He's juggling. Go to the circus with skills like that as it goes to the middle of the ground. Back on the inside. Still with this number 4. He's through. Well, hold on. It's 4-2 now. Well, he's their star player, and he wants to go off now. But hold on a second. Don't go anywhere. It's 4-2 now. The University of Newcastle have just taken the foot off the pedal a bit. I said you can get back 3 tries normally touch footy-wise as quick as you want. But thinking realistically, I said realistically average-wise, you'd probably say 4 or 5 minutes to get back 3 tries. And they've grabbed 2 tries in about 3 minutes, University of Sydney. So here it comes to the back. Can they get another one? Touch, he's stepping, he's over. It's 5-2. So the fear's just delayed for a moment for University of Newcastle. And it's raining tries here in the second half. 5-2 now. So here comes University of Sydney. Coming through the middle of the ground, we had a 3-0 scoreline at half-time. So we had 3 tries in the first half, and already in 3.5 minutes of the second half, we've had 4 tries. Here's some space out to this near side. That is an interesting rule in touch football. If your dummy half doesn't arrive in time, the defence jumps out and touches the ball. It's an automatic handover. We've had off the mark, I think. Yep, off the mark. The referee signals it. And the penalty goes the way of University of Sydney. So, interesting times here. Can they get it back to within 2 now? We saw it in the semi-final. We saw 3 tries. We saw 6 tries first half, 7 tries second. So not as big a difference. Has he got it down? Assistant referee looks like he may have called it a penalty. Penalty not back. The 10 metres were University of Newcastle. Got to have those 2 feet on the line. There's Percival getting back. Dives low, but that white line isn't the try line. It's that black line. And University of Newcastle came a cropper in the first half. Ball put down there as it spilt. Well, maybe is that the turning point in this game? It was 5-2. They got it back to 5-3. Is there a knock on there? Well, the University of Sydney fans thought there was a knock on. And I thought there may have been. 5-2. The scoreline still. We come up to the 5-minute mark. This is Percival stepping back. And their touch has been made. Got an injury here for the University of Sydney. the right shoulder. He's just grabbing. He's going to go off, so good news there, University of Sydney. So see what will happen here for University of Newcastle. So 5.5 minutes gone. Grand final of the touch football. So volleyball, basketball, netball still to come this afternoon on Bar TV. So stay tuned. It'll be straight after this. And spilt there for University of Newcastle. Well grabbed there just as it was going to ground. Ball just clutched from the ground. Here's back on the inside looking for the flick pass. Number 4 there. Flicking it back on the inside. It's been put down. And University of Newcastle come away with it. So we're halfway through the second half. Just getting the ball. Yelling there, Percival yelling out to box it, which in touch football terms means run it over to the bench and make your substitutions. Percival now across this left-hand side. So they're going to make their substitutions. You'll see here, University of Newcastle. Here we go. There's a few substitutions going on. Unlimited subs. Going down the short side now, out of dummy half as they got space out of the left. He's over. It's 6-2. The home side probably wrapping it up there with that try. And they lead by 4 tries now. It's starting to come a bridge too far now for University of Sydney. They got back into the game momentarily, but now University of Newcastle have put their foot back onto the accelerator and are trying to get away, but here's some space. Stepping away nicely. Back on the inside. Still stepping and going hard out of dummy half. Long ball out to the winger. She's put it down. Unlucky there from University of Sydney. Did well with that ball out wide. Oh, he's run into his dummy half's run into the previous runner. She goes up the middle now. No ill effects of that. Here's some space across to the right. Space. Get it to the winger. No, it's been well touched there. Just got there. Good defence there from University of Sydney. So really slowing it up now, University of Newcastle. Back. Oh, what a ball. What a try. That has to go Bar TV highlights. Gee, that is going to get a lot of views on YouTube if we chop that up. The skill involved in that, the flick pass and the grab just off the ground. I've got to note that down. 7:30 in the second half. That try was awesome stuff from University of Newcastle. We saw University of Sydney try to do something similar. There's a knock on a few moments ago. It didn't come off for them. University of Newcastle, great skill involved there. I'll have to make sure we get that one out there on Facebook. Get as many people to see that try. That was awesome stuff, and it'll be great for the Indigenous University sport. Indigenous sport for universities across Australia. That'll be great to see. Great skill. He's Percival stepping. Tries to look back on the inside. Has got some space. Gives it to the winger. Great touch. He flies over into the bench over there. Great determination to make the touch. Percival going down the middle of the ground. Back on the inside. Is there a try on offer here? It's been well touched there in the end, and we've got 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second half of this one. 12-minute halves in all sports. As University of Sydney, can they get a late consolation try? Stepping, he's got speed and pace. He's got a man on the inside. He tries the flick ball. Didn't quite get it. Didn't quite find its mark. Had it found the mark, I think we would have had our try of the day if that had have resulted in a try for University of Sydney. Space over. They're going to box it again. University of Newcastle, they want to make some changes. Percival's going to go off. He's been terrific since he's come on while he's been out there. So 7-2, 9.5 gone here on Bar TV. Touch football grand final in the Tertiary Indigenous Uni Games. Not Indigenous unis, but the Indigenous students from all the universities in Australia. So it's great to be here today. Dummy steps. Is he through the dummy half? He can't score. He can't score from dummy half. He'll surely find a try, and they find a try. It's 8-2 now. They are charging away with this game. They just fell asleep at the start of the second half when they got ahead 4-0. But since then, after the score got back to 4-2, they have really romped home in this one to lead by 8-2 now, University of Newcastle. Their score in the semi was 7-6. Almost went to a drop-off against University of Western Sydney. I was saying they have a great area of rugby league players out there, University of Western Sydney. In general, they're going to get a late try. Diving, no, the referee's saying touch has been made. It's a nursery out there, Western Sydney, of rugby league and touch football players. It's thrown out. Oh, it's a winger. He spilt it, just didn't have hold of it. And now we've got a minute to go, so can they get a late try? He's away. They're coming after him, trying the goose step. He slipped over. Long ball to the middle. Here's some spare space in the middle of the ground. He gets away. No, the touch has been made. Good touch there. University of Sydney. Played back now across to this near side. Derek on the ball. One of the organisers for these games in Newcastle this year. First time they've been held here since 1996. 20th year of the games. And we've had a penalty going the way of Newcastle. They last won the games in 2006, Newcastle Uni. That was the one time they won it. And Derek puts it down. So 15 seconds to go in the final. And it's going to be a win for the home side. The celebrations probably can start now. There's 5 seconds to go. University of Sydney, they just would like to hold them out. Here you'd have to think University of Newcastle. There's the siren. There, they're going to make the touch. They are going to score. Well, the winger was already celebrating, and he stepped around her and scored. The try is awarded, but the full-time scoreline reads in favour of their home university. It was University of Newcastle 8, University of Sydney 3 here, full-time at the University back ovals, and it was a great match to watch. The semi-final probably the best of the day, so if you check that one up on Bar TV, you will enjoy watching that one. We've got volleyball next. We've got to pack up. We're going to run up there now and then join us back here on Bar TVs. But thanks for joining us.
Go Bar TV!
University of Newcastle 8, University of Sydney 3. We'll see you in a sec.